So I think we are living in a very interesting time right now. I mean, I call it the confluence of technology innovations. And the reason why that's important for all of you in there is, I mean, if you look at how much technology has sped up, over the last even 20, 30 years, and it continue to speed up. So, I mean, if you think about the number of innovations in the next 10 years, probably it's going to be more than the last 100 years combined. I mean, the latest industrial revolution, people kind of coined it a digital revolution. I mean, literally, they are blurring the boundaries between the physical, digital, and the biological worlds. So the pace of the change and dislocation will be fast and furious. And what that means here is you're going to see a lot of opportunities, and you're also going to see a lot of challenges, frankly. But all of you, all the STEM graduates, I think in a very fortunate time and space here, because you will be, the principals as well as architects to innovate and compete in this emerging trend. So an example of that is kind of like in the 70s when I graduated from UC Davis. That was in the really new times of semiconductor industries. And this is really why the Bay Area is called the Silicon Valley, because there's so many semiconductor design and manufacturing facilities. And literally, there was boundless opportunities. I think the STEM graduates in the next 10, 15 years is going to go through that. So, but in order to be successful, independent of whether you want to be a successful manager or leader or entrepreneur, in my experience, there are a few critical success factors. I want to share that with you independent of your major, because I think these things are universal, okay? So the first thing is, what are the capitals that are needed? It's almost like, think of it as like you are in a poker game and you need chips, okay? So you need to have some capitals to be successful here. And when I say capitals, I don't necessarily mean that, money, okay? Because, it's actually, I'm going to elaborate more about it in a minute. It's made up of three things that I will elaborate. The second thing you need, share with you, is what's the criteria for good career. And when I say good career, again, you could be a, managers or CEO or directors or whatever, or you could be entrepreneur. But I think those are, in my experience, things that you will need to have to consider to think about opportunities in your future. So let's talk about capitals. So to me, I can kind of think of capitals in three different dimensions. The first thing is intellectual capital. And that is kind of like knowledge, what you do, what you know. The second capital is the finance capital. I mean, I think all of you probably heard about it. It takes money to make money. So, having a good source of finance, or maybe having a finance capital for yourself, not only can you afford to take risk, you can also, invest it in a way that will generate more return on your investment. The last capital is what I call social capital. I mean, that is really the social connections, is not necessarily what you know, is who you know. And and I wouldn't, say any one of these things is any more important than the next one. But certainly, if you don't have the intellectual capital, this is like the basic ante that you have to go in to play the game, right? So it's like going to a restaurant, forget about, the quality of the food. If the quality of the food is not good, people would not go to your restaurants, right? So this is a fundamental you gotta have. But, having good knowledge is necessary, but not sufficient. That's why number 2 and number 3 come about.